gigpreneur. What's up? What's going on? Hopes that you will squeeze more out of your day than the day will try to squeeze out of you. This is supposed to be for Wednesday night, but yeah. So I had a very long, well, not long, but I had a very um, jam-packed day. I ran a bunch of errands. Um, doesn't matter what errands, but I was just in and out all day. And when I got back, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna sit down for a couple of seconds, and then I'm gonna get my workout on. And this was like around, I don't know, 8:30 p.m. or something like that. And then I sat on the couch and I fell asleep. I fell asleep. I'm like, I woke up. It was like 10 o'clock. I'm like, okay, okay, okay. I gotta eat because I was starving. So I grabbed a little something to eat and um, washed my dish and sat down for a second to kind of put my thoughts together for tonight's live, and then I fell asleep again. So I fell asleep a couple of times, and I am now awake and half awake. But I wanted to definitely go live and share my live with you. I had an interesting encounter today while I was doing all my errands and whatnot. I ran into somebody that I thought I knew. Like his face was. I'm like, you know what? I know this guy. So I approached them. I approached them and I said, hey, I feel like I know you. And were you ever, you know, at this place in this little location? And he goes, oh, yeah, that was years ago. And I go, well, more like 31 years ago, 32 years ago. And we started talking and where I knew him from. And he was blown away. So like, good memory. Yes, that's me. Well, I used to be in property management, commercial property management. What that means is I used to manage shopping centers. So, one of the shopping centers I used to mm, manage, this guy was a doctor of chiropractic in that center, and he owned the chiropractic center, right? He was a nice tenant. You know, he was a nice guy. So every time I went into his office, he was busy, packed, and he was. One thing I remembered about him, he was uh, he was ripped. He was always yoked out and just vascular and ripped, and it kind of sat with me, right? So today, when I told him, I said, "Hey, you know, we're always ripped and this and that. I remember you from this." One thing he told me, I thought it was really interesting. One thing I didn't tell you is that, hey, bro, let go already. Hold on, let me just do something here real quick. All right. Um, so one thing he told me I was like, and then one thing I didn't tell you is that I was like 23 years old. It's 22, 23 years old, and it was uh, it was like the person I worked for. He had five shopping centers and a motel. Now I ran the whole thing. I ran the five shopping centers. The motel, I was 50-50 with him, but I learned so much. But one thing, it was wild. I was like 22, 23, green, raw, didn't know anything. And he took me and he threw me, what I told him is, threw me among the wolves. You know, we had over 70 tenants at that time between the shopping centers. and the motel, and everybody is so much older than me. And here I am knocking on every door, going in there, introducing myself as the new property manager, and basically bill collector, problem solver, that kind of a thing. And not a lot of people took me seriously. It took me it took me a while. It took me a few times to really mark my territory and show that I'm the new guy in town, and it really took some adjusting because I just wasn't adjusted to that. I came from the retail store, and it was just really tough to deal with all these 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds, and hey, thanks, Cobra. I appreciate you. Cobra King. So one thing he told me is this. I said, that was like 31, 32 years ago. I remember you. And this is what he told me. He goes, I remember you too. I remember you were this young guy that was just hungry and was really postured and strong. And I he even told me, he goes, I even tried to give you some hard time, and I noticed that I couldn't get it through. So I wanted to let you know that you did leave a mark, and you did a great job. And he went on and on, and we started talking for like an hour. It was interesting, but one thing that it brought to my attention, this is 31 years ago. I never thought I would see this person ever again. He never even probably knew I even existed beyond the transactions. But one thing that I it reminded me of is this: wherever you go, wherever you stop by, whomever you see, whomever you talk with, whomever you come in contact with, you're gonna mark your territory. It may be very short. Maybe people wouldn't really um, remember you, know you. But what I'm asking you is that treat it like, hey, I want this person to remember me. I want to make sure that I leave my mark in a good way, in a positive way, you know, so that when I used to train salespeople in retail. And one thing I always told my guys and gals is this: listen, if somebody doesn't buy from you and walks away, you've got to make sure that they will not forget you, that they will remember you, that you went the extra mile to make sure they remember you. Because if they don't buy from you, but if they remember you, they'll come back to you. And you know, I think it was just really cool to see this guy and just relive all those memories from 30 years ago when I was a young kid, going from tenant to tenant, from shopping center to shopping center. So it was nice to know that even at that young age, I worked to mark my territory. I worked to be remembered. Whether um, I ever run into that person again or not, I still want them to remember me. So, with that, hopefully you get a few people that remember you in a positive way. And when they remember you, they get a smile on their face. And I hope that you work to increase that number. Huh? So, with that, hopefully, you guys got some love, some inspiration, some value. I appreciate you. Drop your thoughts, your comments, your feedback below. Let this feed grow. If you're not connected with me, subscribe to me. Come on, let's go already. You can connect with me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, X, LinkedIn, Threads, and I go with Side Gig Sean. With that, I'm Sean Azimi. I'm somebody who helps folks start a little side business using the online space. If that's you, if that works for you, if you've been thinking about, hey, I gotta make some more money, how am I gonna do it? Go to sidegigsean.com. Let's see if I can help you out. With that, I'm signing off until tomorrow when we do it all over again. Bye.